The clock is ticking down to June 1st, where Anthony Joshua will take on Jarrel Miller at Madison Square Garden for the unified world heavyweight titles. In America, Anthony Joshua's US debut. They are both deep in training camp. Anthony Joshua is training hard, and so is Jarrel Miller. Jarrel Miller, I noticed, has been working on keeping his gloves tight to his face and having that high guard, so possibly he can walk Anthony Joshua down. I think that's his only play in this fight, really. He can't try and box at range because he doesn't have the reach or the height to do so. I think that will be his tactic against Anthony Joshua, get as close as he can and make Anthony Joshua work on the inside. I think Jarrel Miller is a good inside fighter, he picks good shots, he is quite fast and he will come forward bobbing and weaving trying to go past Anthony Joshua's long range shots and get in on the inside. If he does, Anthony Joshua could be in trouble. So Anthony Joshua is also going to have to work on his inside game because there will be a lot of fighting on the inside and possibly a lot of fighting on the chest in the pocket. Anthony Joshua is good at that. He done that against Carlos Takam. And of course, he beat Carlos Takam. He didn't really lose a moment of that fight. But still, Anthony Joshua has been known to struggle against smaller opponents. And he does prefer fighting taller opponents where he can work off of his jab. These smaller opponents, he has been known to struggle against. That's because there are not many small heavyweights out there now. There are just cruiserweights. And obviously the heavyweights are a lot bigger, over 6'5". But Anthony Joshua is still learning. He is learning how to fight these smaller opponents. Because most heavyweights are a lot bigger now, over 6'5". That's why Anthony Joshua is used to facing these guys. He's not used to facing the smaller ones. That is why sometimes he can come unstuck for a few rounds while he figures out a game plan in order to take them out. Because most heavyweights, like I said, are a lot bigger. This era of heavyweights are over 6'5". Dominic Brazil, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they're all very tall. And that is why Anthony Joshua is used to fighting guys like that, who work off of a jab instead of bobbing and weaving and coming forward awkwardly at angles. I noticed that Anthony Joshua is perfecting an uppercut, so maybe he is hoping that Jarrel Miller is going to come forward with his gloves high, and maybe he can whip an uppercut up the middle and knock Jarrel Miller out, or at least hurt him and get him going. Because when Anthony Joshua gets someone hurt, he usually gets them out of there, so perhaps he is hoping to fight off of that. And Jarrel Miller will be coming forward because, like I said, that is all he can do. That's the only thing he can do. He can't box Anthony Joshua at range. That is Anthony Joshua's game. Anthony Joshua is taller, has longer arms, and great positioning. So Anthony Joshua will be working off of the jab. But if he has to engage Jarrel Miller, then he will. Because Jarrel Miller will be walking him down the whole fight. For as long as he is in there, he will be walking Anthony Joshua down, trying to win the fight, taking the fight to Anthony Joshua. It will make for a great fight, but there may be a few hairy moments in there for Anthony Joshua as he figures out Jarrel Miller. Because Jarrel Miller is such a big guy and fast for a big guy, and he doesn't tire for a big guy also. So it's something Anthony Joshua has never faced before. Something we have scarcely seen in the heavyweight division before. Now I noticed that Jarrel Miller is working on weights also. He's not working on hypertrophy, he's working on heavy weights, heavy lifting, and possibly this is for explosiveness, so that he can explode out and land heavier shots. Perhaps he is working on his punching power in order to gain Anthony Joshua's respect. Obviously this won't make him a huge puncher and a huge one-punch knockout artist, but it will improve his power slightly. That is what he is working on, because like I said, he must be able to get Anthony Joshua's respect. Otherwise Anthony Joshua will just walk through his punches and take him out. So Anthony Joshua is perfecting shots in order to take Jarrel Miller out, and Jarrel Miller is possibly working on his power, keeping his gloves tight to his face and possibly walking forward head first and trying to counter Anthony Joshua, maybe even catch shots and then throw them straight back, something Anthony Joshua will not see coming to stun him. One lucky punch maybe is all it takes. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below, please like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys.